I'm Pat Borchers. I'm the academic vice president. It's my kind of bittersweet duty to preside over the retirement party for one of our favorite people, John Krecek, who, as many of you know, started in the registrar's office in 1973, which turned out to be a somewhat important year in Creighton's history for reasons besides John coming here. One is that there was a student body president by the name of Lannon, his name keeps coming up, but I can't quite make the connection. He was being taught by a shaggy-haired scholastic by the name of Schlegel. I guess I would have to say that looking at pictures of both of them, their standards of grooming seem to have improved over the years. But I was doing some figuring, and over 38 years, John presided or participated in nearly 70 commencements. And figuring the average time, this would be the equivalent of sitting through well over a week worth of commencements for 24 hours a day with no potty breaks or anything like that. I myself have participated in 24 of the blessed events, and I have to say that the thought of participating in more than or almost triple that number is really quite staggering. But let me just say a couple of things, and I'll give John a chance for rebuttal here. John is one of our favorite people at Creighton, and it's not just that he and the folks who work for him are really good at their jobs. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I think he has so many friends around campus. But really, when I think about the Creighton mission and the Jesuit motto of Cura Personalis, and really looking at the individual person, I think of John, and I know many of you have got better stories than this, but I'll just tell one from when I started as law dean. I got a letter from a fellow who was practicing law in Illinois and was, I think, nearly 80 years old, and for convoluted reasons had actually never gotten a degree from Creighton. He it was all perfectly legal. He was able to take and pass the Illinois bar. I got this heartfelt letter from him, and he said, you know, gee, after 40 or 50 years of practicing law and having done a good job and never having gotten sued for malpractice, it seems like I'm entitled to a degree. And I was inclined to agree with him. John had a lot of other things on his plate, took time out, and we figured out a way. We got this fellow his degree. That was taking time out to really look at the individual person. And so when I think of John and all of his accomplishments and all that he's done for Creighton, it's those kinds of things that really come to mind. So with that, we have a little gift for you. You don't have to open it here. You can open it wherever you like, but it's nice, I promise. Tricia got it. So anyway, I'll call up to the mic our friend John Krecek.
Thanks, Pat. When I was coming over here today, I thought, I hope they don't expect me to speak, to say anything. And I was thinking, what in the heck am I going to say if they do ask me to say something? And I couldn't think of a whole lot to say, but I think there's some people I should thank. First of all, I'd like to thank the university for this nice gathering here today, and for so many of you to come. As I told many of you, I really didn't want to have a party. I just kind of wanted to, I kind of wanted to be like General Douglas MacArthur when he said, old soldiers never die, they just fade away, you know? And that's kind of what I wanted to do, just kind of fade out, but unfortunately they wouldn't let me do that. But I remember too when I was talking to some of my people and I said, well, I really don't want to have a party, and they said, oh, the party's really more for the people who are still here than the ones who are leaving. And you know, I think that's true, because in the next breath they say, is there going to be beer and wine at your party? So I'm glad to see that the university came through with some adult beverages here, and so you don't have to leave disappointed. I think I probably should also like to thank my wife, Mary. She's been kind of my confidant and my strength for so many years. You know, somebody asked me on the way over, how many years have you been married? And I said, gee, I don't remember. And I'm not good at that. Frankly, I'm not very good at that. I don't know how old my daughters are. I know what their month and day of birth is, but I don't know what year they were born. And so I remember one time I put in the wrong date of birth on I think it was an insurance application here at Creighton for Wendy. Wasn't that for you? I made you a year older or a year younger or something because... Made you older? Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. But anyway, I do want to thank my wife. And somebody once told me that when the husband retires, suddenly the wife has a new full-time job. Now we'll kind of see if that's true. We're going to go through this thing together, and we'll see how things go. We got a lot of plans, and we plan to do a lot of things together. I probably should thank my staff, too, my staff and all my loyal alumni in here. I've got a lot of people who used to work in the office who saw the light and are now working at other places. But I do thank them, too. My staff has been great. And I've often said that, you know, one thing they don't teach in the management textbooks is the staff has the ability to make you or break you. And to the extent that they buy into my philosophy of management, my style, the mission statement of the office and the university, they can make you look either really, really good or really, really bad. And I'm pleased to say my staff has covered for me real good over these few years, so they deserve a lot of thanks. I'd also like to thank, I see Jack Williams here. Jack was my predecessor and my mentor here for so many years. And I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me. He brought me to Creighton in 1973, and so I guess to the extent that I did anything well, it's because of Jack. And if I did anything that were not so good, it was probably because I didn't follow his directions well enough. So thanks, Jack, for all you've done. Does this sound like the Academy Awards thing or something where people are, you know, I don't mean it to sound like that, but I'd also like to thank all of you for coming and all of the cards and letters and things that you sent and emails. And I found out some of you are very clever in some of the things that you said to me. I think one of the faculty members, I think it's Tom Beckley as a matter of fact, he fired me. He did the Donald Trump thing because I didn't clear my retirement with him before I announced it. So he fired me, so I've officially been fired from Creighton University, so you can pass that around. I saw a lot of other things. There was something else that said that retirement is the world's longest coffee break. Now, I like that. That's really good. But I think the thing that I found the most helpful was when somebody said, well, it's okay to retire from Creighton, but don't retire from life. And I really don't intend to retire from life. I hope to have the time of my life, frankly, and we've got a lot of plans out there. We've got some trips planned and some things that we're going to do. So we're kind of looking forward to retirement. And so thanks for coming, and eat up. I think there's still some food left there. And as my mother would say, think of all the starving children in India. Now, how that ever helped the children in India by my overeating, I'll never know. But anyway, thank you very much for coming, and it's been a pleasure to work at Creighton.